If at any point during our conversation you don't want to answer a question, or you feel like you've been asked it a bunch and you don't feel like talking about it, you can say go to the list.
Okay, I can't imagine that'll happen, but that's good to know.
But it's good to know because it's good to change it up.
Just insane. I bet.
Yeah. Tell me. Here's a good question. Do you think that would you rather live at SeaWorld or LegoLand?
LegoLand.
Live there.
For sure.
Really?
Yeah, because I feel if I'm in LegoLand, I can make modifications.
You're right. SeaWorld, you're just stuck.
I get my own setup going. LegoLand. Yeah, SeaWorld I've never been. I've only heard bad things about it. I think it will probably creep me out if I went there. I bet it's fun on some level, but I don't know. I've been to like some sad zoos on the road that really make me think about it.
Yeah.
Went to the Little Rock Zoo in the middle of the summer, and I saw these penguins huddled up around a fan, and I thought, why are they? I thought, like an oscillating fan, and
That's so sad.
they don't need to be out here in Arkansas right now.
Oh yeah.
Send them back to the Antarctica, wherever they live.
Just as the fan comes by, trying to get a little on
They
their
were
face.
huddled up in front of it, man.
Oh, that's sad. I know. I saw an elephant in the zoo out here, the LA zoo, and it was like chained, like its foot was, and it was just rocking back and forth, like in this little space, this big elephant, and you're with your kids, and you're just like,
No, he's having fun.
yeah, it's fun. Oh, he's dancing.
He's doing
Look,
the
he's
hokey
dancing.
pokey, yeah.
No, he's having a mental breakdown because he's in Burbank in 110 degrees.
You can see animals, a lot of them will just pace around the perimeter of where they're at, and that's just they have anxiety because they're trapped in there.
And the other argument is, well, you're teaching people about these animals, so then they like go and protect them in the wild.
And a lot of animals don't even exist in the wild anymore, and they only really exist in the...
Yeah.
Now, I have been to great zoos where you feel like, oh, this feels nice. So I don't want to trash all zoos.
Yeah, San Diego Zoo.
Yeah. Columbus, Ohio has a great one. I've heard the St. Louis one is really good. So, yeah, I think they're doing good work. I hope.
Yeah.
I would hate to find out they're all just torture camps for these animals, you know?
I know. But, you know, a job's a job, right? I went to SeaWorld once with my kids, and it was right when it was all starting to come out.
Okay.
Like, maybe this isn't cool.
Okay.
It was that period when the whales started eating the trainers.
Had that documentary come out yet? Blackfish or whatever it was called?
No, it hadn't yet.
Okay.
It was, but it was on the cusp.
Okay. So this is like McDonald's before Supersize.
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting. Yeah.
The vibe was changing.
Yeah.
But my wife is like really a lover of all animals. And I don't remember her being bumped by SeaWorld. I think she was pretty just happy that her kids were amused for an afternoon.
I bet it. You know what? I've never been to these places with kids.
Yeah.
I bet that completely changes things.
Yeah.
Because you see it with the innocence of their eyes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and they're used to being lied to. So when you say the elephant's dancing, they're just like, all right, I guess he's dancing. What's the most embarrassing thing on your phone that you wouldn't want me to see?
Oh, man.
Be honest.
Embarrassing thing on my phone. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm in a text thread with some friends. It's no joke, like 30, whatever the maximum amount allowed on an iPhone. It's like 30 plus dudes.
Whoa. From what part of your life?
From college and right after college.
Okay.
And every now and then, it'll go dark for months. And then every now and then, it's just nonstop for 2 or 3 days of just the most horrific stuff you've ever seen. So that's pretty embarrassing. That's one of those, like, if my phone ever gets confiscated, I go, let me delete one thread on that text.
Do you have a name for that group?
Yeah, it's an inside joke about this kid, Angelo. It's called something to do with Angelo's mom. It's the name of the... I'm not proud of any of it. But if you scroll through, I've liked a lot of this. Yeah. I'm trying to engage, you know? I'm trying to keep in touch with these guys. Yeah.
I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, there's a lot of... I'm not embarrassed by like the music I listen to or anything like that, or the shows I watch or anything.
Right.
I used to be a little bit. Where now I just kind of... I remember when I got a minivan. I was like 25.
Right.
And I got a minivan because it was the most practical car I could ever imagine to have. And I thought, you know, if I'm on the road doing comedy, maybe I'll sleep in the back.
Right.
And if I were younger than that, I would have thought, well, I don't want to be seen in a minivan. But you get to a point where you're like, I just don't care, dude.
Right.
So I feel that way about all the music and stuff that might be like embarrassing and lame.
Yeah.
I listen to like classical music sometimes and like movie soundtracks and stuff like stuff that's a little corny and cheesy, but I don't care anymore.
Yeah,
dude.
no, it's good. But there is a difference. Like I went through a period where I was telling my daughter, you know, she'd be self-conscious, you know, as a teenager or whatever, and worried about what people are thinking. And for a while I was telling her, nobody is worried about you. Mm-hmm. No one's looking at you. No one worries about you. They were all in their own head with their own stuff. They're not even, you think the whole world's looking at you. They're not.
Totally.
I don't think that's right.
Okay.
I think the reality is
they're all thinking about her.
They're all looking at it. We're all looking at everybody. And we're all saying horrible things when you see people walk by, and we're judgy, and you're like, look at that fat ass, and nice Crocs, and you know, look at this jackass, and look at this moron. So they are saying those things. Your instinct is correct, but you can get to a point where you shouldn't care about that.
That's so interesting. I don't know if I agree. I mean, can you think of, you've had like embarrassing moments in public where you drop something or something. I don't know. You do something embarrassing.
Yeah.
How many of those moments can you name for a perfect stranger that you remember seeing?
That you've seen people do dumb.
You've seen like a stranger do something embarrassing in public. I don't know if you remember those things.
They don't stick. But while it's happening,
you notice it in the moment.
Like, look at this idiot.
You know, the difference is now everything's filmed with the phone. Mm-hmm. So it lives on forever. These are just memories for you and me.
Yeah, that's right.
But I see it. I saw this morning leaving Nashville, there's a guy very drunk trying to get on the plane. And it was a 6:10 boarding.
Whoa.
Time. And the guy is drunk. And I saw a guy discreetly filming him with his phone. He had his phone kind of popped up. And that's so normal now, but I don't know if I like that being the normal. You should be able to like embarrass yourself in public and it not be a video on the internet. Do you know what I mean?
I do, but now that you say it, do you think that it cleans up our activities? Do you think
doesn't seem to be, right?
Do you think people are maybe a little conscious that they're always on camera?
Man,
I mean, there's a large part that absolutely are not.
Yeah, maybe. I'd like to see the data. Can you pull that up?
Can you guys research that? Ask ChatGPT, are human beings getting better because of your help?
My buddy in college, I remember, got in a fight late night, pretty unprovoked, pretty out of nowhere, kind of embarrassing in retrospect. But he got in a fight with these guys, and I remember for the first time seeing somebody filming it with their phone. So I was like becoming a real citizen right as this stuff was starting to happen. There's only one time I remember that. And I walked over to the guy, hey, can you not film this? And he was like, oh, sure. Turned off his camera. Now it's the whole place would have had their phone out filming it. And maybe my friend's life would be different.
Yeah.
You know? He's a good kid.
Yeah, I know, right. You could be really messed up. I caught my cat the other day. I just was taking a video just because I wanted to show my daughter we have a pug and a cat, and the pug was walking by the cat, and they've been kind of like friendly lately, which is kind of funny. So I took out my phone and I just started video recording it, and the pug went by and the cat was like, and whack, swatted him in the ass, nails out, just boom. And I caught it.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
I was like, yeah, even your behavior's shit.
That's great. Yeah, animals, film them all you want. Who cares about the animals? Yeah.
Here's another hard-hitting question.
I love it. Let's go back to the list.
Robe or sweatpants?
I thought you were about to say Roe versus Wade.
Roe versus
Let's
Wade.
get into it.
Gloves off.
Yeah. I'm neither in public. There's something in me.
In public?
There's something in me where I go, I can't wear sweatpants out of the house. I feel gross.
There you go.
Outside of the house.
Will you please tell these people?
Well, y'all have the body for it more. I can't. If I start wearing sweatpants in public, it's over.
Yeah, you got to be a little bit of a grown-up.
Even on a flight, I think people fly very casually now. I still feel weird wearing sweatpants and like a t-shirt. I have to wear jeans or khakis or something. I don't know why.
I'm with you.
I just started to get into robes in hotels. For some reason, I felt not unworthy, but like I would feel silly putting on a robe. Right. But I feel like a robe, however you're feeling, a robe will intensify that. If you're in a really good mood and you put on a robe in a hotel, it feels pretty nice. Yeah. If you're sad and you put on a robe, everything's a little sadder, right? I did a weekend with Henry Cho. Do you know Henry Cho? Yeah. He took me on the road and still does occasionally, but he took me in very early on. I've gotten to go a lot of places with him and a lot of late nights like this, just sitting at a Waffle House or an IHOP. And so he took me to Vegas once, and I was in our hotel room, and they gave me a $20 room service credit. And I was, for some reason, I was feeling kind of sad. I was kind of lonely. I missed my wife or whatever. Yeah. And I go, I'm about to have a day here at this hotel. So I go put on the robe. I'm in a smoking room. So I go.
Are you a smoker?
No, I would smoke occasionally, but I wanted to get my room early, so I took a smoking room so I could check in early. Okay. Which, anyway, so I get there and I go, all right, about to have a day. I put on the robe. I ordered a piece of carrot cake from room service, and I moved the chair to the middle of the room right in front of the TV, and I put on a baseball game, and I lit a cigarette, and it was one of the saddest moments of my life. I thought, I'm about to have this triumphant moment like I'm sitting on a throne or something, but it was, golly, it was so sad. I remember like, this is pathetic looking. It's not even that nice of a hotel room.
Yeah. I know, but yeah, if you get into a suite, you can just put that.
I'm afraid of it.
If you're in a suite and you have a cigar, and a nice meal,
and you're with a buddy,
and you're overlooking the Vegas Strip,
100%,
then the robe's like a different story. You're right.
Exactly.
You are right. Do you have a robe at home?
My wife does. No, I don't have a robe at home. I should get one.
Yeah, I went robe pretty early, I guess. Well, my kids were little, and I remember one time we would carpool with the family across the street, and for some reason we were all running late, and the carpool was out there, and it was like our friends, and we all came out on the front steps, all in robes because we were like, we're sorry, and he's like, what's with the robes?
We're all doing a photo shoot or something?
What are you in a spa? What's happening in there?
Slippers too? I mean, the full look?
Yeah, the full look.
Wow.
You know what I've been doing lately with the robe, which is the robe sweatpants combo.
Wow.
Sweatpants,
it's the beginning of the end right
sweatpants, well, this is only in the house.
Okay.
I will walk to get the paper. I'll Tony Soprano's it.
Okay.
Once in a while. Yeah. And back to what you're thinking of not giving a shit what people think of you. I'm like, yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
I'm not putting on pants for you for the 2 seconds I got to pick up the newspaper. But yeah, because it's been chilly here in LA, which is like 60. Yeah. Sweatpants, t-shirt, robe over it.
Okay.
And extra layer.
Yeah.
You can open it up and you're not offending anyone.
There you go.
And yeah, it's been pretty fun.
It's smart. But you wouldn't fly in that outfit.
Oh my God. No.
Okay.
Jeans, regular jeans are my sweatpants.
Yeah.
I own one pair of sweatpants, and it's been in this robe combo. Okay. But even in the house, I really like jeans are really my sweatpants.
Okay.
And then yeah, no, I'm not an animal.